Everyone, it's Black Eyed Priestess. Y'all can see me here. Decided to do a little something different. Decided to flip the dress around and put it in the front, and I actually love the way it looks. But anyway, today I need a miracle, so I got the techno song playing. Yeah, I need a miracle. I don't know if you all listen to like techno and progressive, but I got that song playing in the background, and I'm gonna be making miracle matcha latte. So as of now, I got some eucalyptus boiling in the water to freshen the water up, and it's filtered water, but we're gonna be using some herbs, spices, and the coconut almond creamer too, to just kind of create a miracle. So the eucalyptus is for healing and protection. So healing. I'll pause the song for a sec. Healing is essential. Miracles are basically healing. Essentially, Christ went around and the miracles he performed were healing miracles or exorcising demons that were causing pain, disease, and discomfort to people. So healing and exorcism somewhat go hand in hand. So I got the eucalyptus boiling in the water for healing and protection for a nice base. And what's miraculous about this matcha latte is that the herbs and spices have been sitting in my altar. So they're definitely infused with the Holy Spirit. And I have garnished my chalice with some special light amber honey with Ashe of Oshun, and also a dark amber honey that kind of deals with the connection between Oya and Oshun, and that darker energy of Oya and some of the lessons that Oya has taught Oshun. So we're going to honor Yansan today a little bit with some of that dark amber in there, and the abilities that Yansan has with her tornadoes and wind power to bring miracles to you, to bring benefits and prosperity to you. And today is Tuesday, so it's a good day to Mafarefum Yansan. So we have some dark amber, light amber, some sugar cane from the altar in there, and a little bit of cinnamon. And cinnamon is, it's really good for a spicy woman energy, a darker brown woman energy, and attracting with the energies of being an indigenous Aboriginal woman. Cinnamon is for spirituality, success, healing, power, psychic power as well, protection and love. So cinnamon we can use for miracles, again, that success, that healing, that power in there, black woman power as well, psychic powers, the ability to communicate with other people in, spiritually what you need and to receive the resources you need with cinnamon. Cinnamon is a herb of attraction and attracting things to you. And it complements the honey in there with Oshun and the cloves. I'm saying? It helps the cloves. The cloves will banish, the cinnamon will attract. The protection, cinnamon complements the cloves because it's got protection and love in there. So all those things are excellent. And again, cloves we have are right under cinnamon in my spell book here for protection, exorcism, love, and money. So the cinnamon and cloves are going to, push away the bad and make room for the good and bring in the good, prosperity all around. And again, creating a miracle, creating that exorcism, getting rid of unclean things so the good can come through. It's, basically like a filter. Rosemary, somewhat symbolic of palm. Rosemary kind of has that sage effect. And again, it's been sitting at the altar too. And rosemary is good for protection, love, lust, mental powers. Again, the concentration needed to help with the exorcism. And rosemary does deal with exorcism, purification, healing, sleep, and youth. So all of that, especially sitting at the altar, rosemary will definitely create that miracle needed, getting rid of the negative, getting rid of pain, rejuvenating you with that youth, sleep, and healing. The rejuvenation, just kind of washing away things and being, cleansed anew. All right. We have lavender. Lavender is to complement the rosemary and kind of bring out the fragrant Healing, calming properties of the rosemary. Lavender is for love, protection, sleep, chastity, longevity, purification, happiness, and peace. So lavender is going to create that calming, joyful effect that will sustain that state of bliss that a miracle will create. Sustaining that, being one with Christ, body of Christ type of energy, that salvation, so to speak, and the gaiety, and the joy that comes with salvation and being saved, being covered with the blood of Christ. So, it just creates a sense of peace on earth for you. Miracles. So we have a piece of pure vanilla. Vanilla is a good expensive one, and that's vanilla bean, actually. So I'm just going to cut some of that up and throw it in there. And vanilla is good for love, lust, and mental powers. So the vanilla is going to complement the rosemary with the mental powers, complement the cinnamon and cloves with some of the powers as well there. And the vanilla is going to really enhance that spicy woman sexuality, and kind of invoke and activate sexual healing and the youth and creativity and rejuvenation that comes with healing your sacral chakra, and being able to manifest and attract the proper love, sexual nourishment. Sexual healing is very important for women. So these are, it complements that cinnamon in there, which is sitting on top of rose. So I will be garnishing the chalice with, again, some extra cinnamon, some violet and white rose petals, and a little bit of rose leaf. I don't know if it's like the thorny leaves on the rose too. So so that we got all of that stuff there, and we're gonna throw it in again. I'm gonna garnish with that to, just kind of let the cinnamon, the rose, and also fresh basil, and let that basil kind of pop on the palette as a garnish. So basil is for love, exorcism, wealth, protection, and sympathy. Also for flying in airplanes. So again, basil is good for getting over fears. That flying in airplanes, it will help with relief from your fear a little bit, and the healing that comes with, that's psychological healing, overcoming your fears. Basil is good for psychological healing, sympathy, and protection too. So that sympathy with the basil will help activate the psychic power and the cinnamon and the vanilla too, and help you communicate with your circle, your family, your resource base. What I'm saying? Help you communicate with people in a way where you can receive the things that you need and the resources you need. Miracles that come from, getting a phone call from someone who has something great to offer you. And that could be, something you need. It could be, money financially, or it could be a date, something romantic too. So again, I need a miracle. So we got the miracle stuff here. And almost, I forgot, almond. For the creamer, we have coconut and almond creamer. So almond is good for money, prosperity, and wisdom. So again, kind of attracting the resources that you need with the almond in there, creating a miracle, getting a miraculous phone call, getting a come up, maybe finding some lost money or lost resources. So we're just creating a miracle here. And then coconut. Coconut is for water, purification, protection, and chastity. So the coconut is going to, create an environment, within the chalice, so to speak, as well, and just kind of purify everything and create a nice sacred space. Like coconuts are. They're gourds. You can use them for a lot of things. So the coconut is going to create that sacred space, that sacred womb space to hold a miracle. All right. So at this time, I'm just gonna, let me know if y'all have any questions. I'm going to turn the music back on. I need a miracle. Can you all hear it? I love this song. Yeah, obviously I hang out in Boys Town a lot, or I used to. So as right now, I'm just going to take, and I have 7 cloves, 7 pieces of rosemary. So seven and seven, a sacred number to deal with invoking the Holy Spirit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cloves, and I take the bulb of the clove, and I just sprinkle the flakes right into the chalice, just to give it an extra spice, extra protection, and to let that clove flavor pop. It makes it a bit peppery. So I'm gonna do that with all 7, and then we'll go into the garden area while everything is steeping. Anyone have any questions? Of course. Oh, I forgot. I do have sugar cane in here. So the sugar is for love, lust, and sympathy. Sympathy that complements the basil. Sugar and basil. So the sympathy will deal with that too. So I do have sugar cane in there, and I got some rum. And rum is distilled from sugar cane. So again, love, lust, and sympathy. So all of that is going to kind of create that spiritual ashe of Oshun, ashe of Yansan, miracle. So if anyone's ready to do a shot with me, I'm going to throw everything into the cauldron. Let everything steep. Like I said, I like to do this. And then just put the cloves in. Vanilla, I'm going to cut up. Get my scissors. Let me get some scissors. So I'm going to cut the vanilla up in small pieces. Let it steep real nice. And so with the vanilla bean, when I'm just cutting to show you, that's the inside. That's the good part of it. All that vanilla bean goodness that you can scrape. Actually, I might even scrape some of that into the chalice. Give it a nice extra vanilla flavor. Get it off there. And then I'm just going to kind of tap it in. See how it's falling there? I don't want to. There we go. See, now it's sticking to the side a little bit. See, it's sticky. But it'll get in there. And then I'm just going to cut the vanilla in pieces in the water. Let that steep. Give it a nice vanilla flavor. It's because, okay, there, I finally got it down to where the honey is. It's because I put honey around the glass. I put honey around the glass and it falls. So the whole walls of the glass have honey. They're sticky. All right. So I am just going to save 3 pieces of lavender to put on top of these, on the rose petals here as garnish. And the rest I'm going to put in so they can just make the water fragrant. Lavender, you don't need much. It has a very fragrant taste. Like I can already smell it, and I don't want it to overpower. So I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to put the rosemary in too. I'm just going to give it a quick rip. I'm going to rip the rosemary to release some of it just once. And then I want that to kind of stay intact and keep that going. And then I'm just going to throw the rest of the eucalyptus in there. Okay. And this is the matcha we'll be using once everything steeps. So this is what we're working with here. Vanilla bean, eucalyptus, rosemary, lavender, cloves, and that's it so far right now. And I went over everything. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put a shot of rum in there again, because we are honoring the ancestors today with this miracle. And we're going to let the water steep for a bit. I'm going to throw the almond milk creamer back in the fridge. And we're going to do a shot first. If anyone's going to do a shot of rum with me. Salud. Mm. Mm. So that's my issue fetish of my altar here. And so what I did was, as I went to do my shot of rum, I forgot to spit on Eshu first, especially since we're honoring Yansan and a little bit of Oshun today. You know, with the miracle, we're gonna honor Eshu. Yesterday was a full moon Monday, and Papa Legba's energy has been really strong in my temple and in my life lately. So I'm just in a rite of honoring Papa Legba and you know, opening a new gate since I've passed some initiations, and my birthday's April 30th, and I am in a covenant, you know, that some people know about, and so April 30th I will be able to graduate from from the class that I've been, from the covenant, so to speak. So I'm excited about my birthday this year. It's going to be very, very significant. So we're going to try that again. And now that we have honored the Eshu, we will do a shot of this black rum, some bat juice. not the one from Wuhan. But so now we can do our shot. Salud. And the reason I brought you all into the temple space is to show you what I got started here with my garden. Yesterday, I did a whole hour-long upload cooking some delicious potatoes. I put some orange peppers, some onions in there. I went over some composting. I did some holy guacamole the other day. I saved the avocado seed, and I've been sitting it on some squash water. So I'm going to actually change that. But I got some carrots that, I'm just kind of showing people different gardening hacks that I've been learning. The lettuce that I've been using for my salad I have here. So I'm actually going to separate some of these, I don't know some, but I'm going to still work with them, and I'm going to change the water too. So what I'm going to do is, and what I did was I put the onion, I took some of the onion peel and I buried it face up. so the roots can start growing through there. And I buried that in there. And then I took the orange pepper and I planted it with the seeds in it inside the pepper, which is like a self seed starter, a sustainable compostable seed starter. So the peppers is actually like in here, the orange pepper, the seeds are in there, and I just covered it with some more soil so everything can start sprouting up. And there was already some peppers growing out of the inside of the pepper there too. So I put a couple in there. So at this time, I'm just going to take this excess water here, this lettuce water, and water this with it since the sun is shining. I don't want to drown it. Same thing, I'm going to water the onions here. The onions with this water. And then I'm going to take the rest and just transfer it in here and save it for watering the other plants. And I'm just going to put some new filtered water, get the fluoride out. And just enough. I don't want to drown them. Just enough so they can sit up. And I'm going to separate these so I can have one in per container. And same thing, I'm just going to feed a little bit of the squash water. And I do have a rosemary sitting in there, and I do got some cilantro there too. So I'm going to just change the plant water a bit. Okay. So I'm gonna do that. And the avocado seed will start sprouting a root, and then I can plant it. Yeah, thanks, Koki. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for me too. I've just been through hell and back, and hell and back, and hell and back. You know, it's just been a hard, difficult, lonely road, and you know, I had to say enough of having my heart broken and being mistreated. So, and you know, enough of people trying to silence me. That's a huge thing. People trying to silence me and people being afraid of me. You know, when you invoke fear and people fear you because they can't measure up and because you are accomplishing things that they could never even fathom, you know, and they can't afford respect. You know, they can't afford respect. So it translates into fear. And which starts with jealousy, because if a person is jealous of you, but they have no love for you, but they know how powerful you are, they're going to fear you. They're going to fear you because they have no good intention toward you, but they know you're more powerful than them. That's where fear comes from. Jealousy can happen just out of admiration, out of envy, you know, but jealousy without action or ulterior motive is just an emotion that you can keep under control, and that can be inspire you to do better. But, you know, jealousy can either turn into respect or turn into fear. And, you know, I just realized that, you know, people are going to fear me more than they appreciate me coming from a place of love in the things that I do and say as a Black revolutionary. And, you know, it's lonely and people don't understand. They're not trying to understand. You know, so I've just accepted a lot of things. I've just accepted a lot of things and have stopped trying to get what I deserve. Because I just don't see that happening. So sometimes, you know, just accepting your reality and coping with it instead of trying to be happy and trying to get the things that you've never had that other people have, where they can't understand what your life is like. They don't know what it's like to have never had what you needed, but to have survived on your own because everyone's afraid of you, even your own family, even your own parents sometimes. You know, a lot of people don't know what it's like to truly be alone. And why certain deities can really heal you. And why I talk about the things I talk about, because I speak from experience and from entering places that few people are allowed to, because they did not attract ancestral forces of nature with their passion for revolution, or their passion for protecting and healing Black women, or their passion for helping humanity, become enlightened and become free, or their passion for being a sacred keeper of the planet Earth and the life forms on it, or their passion, for communicating with the ancients. People are not passionate enough to invoke the ancestors. People want what they want, and they want a quick, easy way to do it. And their moral compass tells them if they access Satan, they can get what they want quick and easy without any discipline or sacrifice, and that's why people get into magic and witchcraft, to compete, to do what's easy. And that's not what being a mage or a witch is about. It's a right, and it's a, there's fraternities, and then there's brotherhoods and sisterhoods. Being a witch and used to be a sisterhood. Being a mage used to be a brotherhood. That's what I want to remind people, and that's why I want to talk about some of the cultural things too. And you just kind of get back to uniting the people of power who have the power to teach spiritual warfare, to perform spiritual warfare, and to, help others utilize it. And speaking of that, that's what my soaps are about. So while the cauldron's still boiling and everything is steeping really nicely in there, I'm going to let the water evaporate a little bit. And just give me 1 second. I'm going to get something to show you all. Alrighty. So this is my soapbox, one of them. And I just wanted to show you all. Right now, I have these in stock, 2 small black rose exorcism charms and 2 red velvet charms. One is the small and one is a charm. So I'm going to start selling the charms, 25. So, alrighty, the phone is getting ready to die. So now that we have everything steeped, bring you all back here real quick, and we're gonna get the matcha in. And this is some Japanese matcha. It's green tea, nice Japanese matcha. So we're gonna take a nice generous spoonful there. All right, we're gonna. Just a tad bit more, not too much, just a tad, because it's the lighter one. The lighter one you can use a little bit more. The lighter one is it's a sweet Japanese one. The darker one is heavier in the chlorophyll. And so we're gonna give that a really nice stir. All right, get that going there. Almond milk in the chalice. Shake, shake, shake. Nice amount of almond milk in there. Strain. Okay. And I'll get my glove, but and pour. All right, almost perfect. We'll have a little bit more to reheat what's left. All right, and it is a bit layered, so we're gonna stir. Invoke the ancestors. This is a good time to say a chant. Iba fixing tekeche, la tojoku were wema, ini idi okisu omi asan rewe, oshun opeo, oshun opeo, oshun opeo, oshun opeleo, oshun ro. Bembe mayeye mo dupe. Ashe, ashe, ashe.